Hello everybody, Dr. Rick Wallace here, dropping in on you. Hope everybody's having an unbelievable start to the week. I know it's been a minute since I've been on. I've been working, getting some things done. I'm excited about getting some things off and running. I know that I talked to you guys about the importance of creating a safe space for Black men on a national level. I've been working very diligently to pull that off. You guys also know I'm in the midst of writing book number 25, which is Chasing the Ghost, The Quest for Black Wealth. And while I'm on that, don't forget, if you haven't sponsored your space in the book to honor someone or to celebrate a personal achievement, go down into the description box and you'll see the link and the information. Click the link and go make it happen. What this is about is you can actually sponsor space in this 25th book to where you can honor whoever, mentor, parent, grandparent, teacher. It's up to you, or you can celebrate your own personal achievement, but you can do that real simple. There's no minimum sponsorship amount. This is all about participation and getting other people involved and building energy, celebrating and working together. And so any amount of sponsorships to put you in. Obviously, there are things you can do where you can get your own page, or you can even submit a picture. That is dependent upon the sponsorship amount, but just to have your name in there and to celebrate and write a paragraph celebrating whoever or whatever, there's no minimum sponsorship. So click that link and go ahead and make that happen. Now, real quick, look, I've been going real hard on this whole global thing that everybody's big upping, and we haven't really been able to talk about it like we want to on this particular platform. And we're going to keep with the spirit of that because there's a lot of other things I do on this platform, and I'm not ready to shake that up yet. I am very much aware of what happens when we do that. So go on over to Rumble and check out what the Global Advisory Committee is saying about the latest on the boosters and all of that other stuff. It's over there. Now, this is an actual Global Advisory Committee put together, and they're reviewing this. And so this is a long, drawn-out committee meeting of over 8 hours. If you want to get to the specific parts about what we are talking about with vaccines and all of that, go to the 4-hour and 14-minute mark and start there. But it's a lot to learn. So go to the 4-hour, 14-minute mark and start there. And there is a wealth of information being discussed. There's so much that can be learned. And it's a great starting point for research and literature that's already out there that you can review. So go check that out. And finally, look, we are so oftentimes our own worst enemy. That's been a common theme with me. If there's no enemy on the inside, the enemy on the outside can do us no harm. The problem is there are far too many enemies on the inside. Enemies in the way of those who look like us but don't represent us. Black faces in high places with skewed agendas. I have long said for years that the greatest impediment or the greatest disruption to Black progress is a Black face with a white agenda. That has not changed. The threat is great, and so that's out there. But there are also some things that we do in and of ourselves that also serves for the enemy within. There are some things we need to really and truly address that we don't like addressing. We don't want to talk about trauma. We don't want to talk about the impact of trauma. We don't want to talk about the magnitude of trauma that we have experienced collectively over generations, and how it is playing out in the current narrative, in the current reality. We don't want to sit down and discuss multi-generational transmission of trauma, epigenetic transmission of trauma, adverse childhood experiences, and so many other elements and components that are tied to the trauma that is related to our blackness in this country. We can see it coming in way of different elements and components of poverty, different elements and components of the lack of access to adequate and sufficient health care. We can talk about it in the way of lack of true access to holistic education, which I believe first and foremost needs to start from within. We need to stop looking outside of ourselves for the answer to our issues, and especially when it comes to education. It is important to educate our children, to look to our enemy, or to at least those who are collectively competing against us, and expect them to educate our children to compete with their children and disrupt their generational pass down of power and wealth is really ridiculous. You know, only a fool would do that, and they haven't proven to be fools. They've proven to be a bunch of things, but a fool isn't one, or foolish isn't one. So what we have to be willing to do is to examine with great critical observation and study of what's plaguing our culture, what's plaguing our communities, what's plaguing our race as a whole, and we must decide what steps we're going to take. We need to create protocols within the community that govern our behavior on every possible scenario. We can't keep reacting to things and then expecting to have a unified response. There's no unified response because there's no agenda with protocols that guide the response. Everybody acts based off of how they feel and what they believe should happen. But when you have a protocol, it's not based on emotion. It's based simply on, this is what we're supposed to do when this happens, and everybody goes and does it. That is the difference between us and the groups that are winning this war. Is we don't have protocols. We don't have systems of behavior in place. We don't have a code of conduct. We don't have an operational manual of sorts of how to move and operate. And so we're just all over the place, and it shows the disorganization, the disunity, the frustration. It comes from not being prepared. So my suggestion is that we really truly come together and start creating think tanks that will focus on all the enigmatic issues that plague our community, from education to economics and finance and wealth, to business ownership, to the relationship and the disintegration of the black family and how that's impacting the black youth, and domestic violence, and as well as all the other issues that we know contribute to our inability to truly be mobile in this society in a way that allows us to generate power. And so that's my suggestion, is that we get together. If you are willing to sit down and talk, if you have a unique perspective, if you have the capacity to really truly analyze things quickly, if you are a person with a unique level of expertise in any given area, that you can discuss a topic at a highly informed level, then we need your mind. We need to sit down and we need to put these minds together. We need to have minds that can analyze and create solutions. That's my suggestion. That's going to have to happen if we're going to see success on a massive level. Now, with that being said, look, I'm gonna get off here. Don't forget, if you haven't got your sponsorship yet, go ahead and do that. Don't forget to go over to Rumble and check out this new information. You do not want to miss this. If you're if you're a person who is serious about knowing what's going on, you're going to want to check this out. If you're a person that can't stand to read more than a couple of paragraphs, this is probably going to irritate or annoy you. But I'm telling you, this video information is vital, and it opens so many doors, so many questions, and it's so much more. There's also an article that I'll probably add to it from the Odyssey Project site probably tomorrow. But as of today, go check these particular links out, and do the things that you know you feel that do the things you know you should be doing, not what you feel, that you know you should be doing. And on that note, I'm about to get off of here. You guys have an unbelievable day.